Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, everyone. This is Naseed Gifted coming to you live. And this is the Future is Black podcast. And hey, I'm excited. I'm glad you all are tuning in each and every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But today we are beginning season two, Pioneers of Afrofuturism. Today we're going to talk about the new trends of 2024 when we talk about tech. We're going to recap season one, all of the great things that's been happening. So, without further ado, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to the Future is Black podcast. Thank you for tuning in. So, the Future is Black podcast embodies the spirit of innovation and exploration with the Black community, with a particular focus on technology and Afrofuturism. Join Phocused Black Star Media, what is the Black Star, in this captivating journey as we delve into the untold stories of achievement and perspectives of Black visionaries who are shaping the future. As we look to inspire the next generation of technology leaders, we are looking at how and who are these pioneers who are influencing the future, but the pioneers of Afrofuturism. I wanted to kind of recap because we did a number of things. And if you haven't seen, please make sure you look at the Futures Black podcast, look at our previous episodes. We actually have 15 episodes in the bank so far, from the rise of Afrofuturism and technology, pioneering innovation, to the spotlights on Black tech entrepreneurs, their success stories, all the way through breaking barriers of Black women in tech and STEAM, or STEAM and STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So once again, I am thankful that you guys are all tuning in. Hey, man, let's talk about some of these new trends. But shout out to Downtown Realty Studios, who have been providing us with this space to be able to have this platform each and every week. So shout out to them. Shout out to Melvin. I know I spoke about him on the previous weeks, but the fact that he's recovering and back in good health, that is something that I look forward to. And my cousin, Sai, my prayers are with you and the family. Looking forward to seeing you very soon. Looking forward to that. So when we talk about new trends in tech and Afrofuturism, we talk about things like artificial intelligence, and everyone's been talking about AI and the trends within AI and how to be able to push forward, with AI. And if you're not using it now as a tool, it's actually going to be weaponized to be able to take you out moving forward. So we need to understand that there is opportunities within this, because it's either going to be a weapon or a tool. So with AI and virtual assistants, being able to help, not only with the creative process, but help to facilitate the greatness that you already have within you, and then be able to use it as a tool to be able to help push you forward, But one of these things that we call quantum computing, right? There is some things that's going on with quantum computing that they're going to be talking about with regards to how this is going to be able to not only hack into a number of systems, but be able to get into a number of other things. Quantum computing, which is quantum computer, is a computer that takes advantage of the quantum mechanics phenomena, and on a small scale, when we talk about physical matter, exhibits properties of both particles and waves. So quantum computing is no longer a mere technical buzzword, but in recent times and recent improvements, they've been able to solve, when we talk about logical and problems or algorithms, these very super long and complex algorithms, be able to tap into that. But also wanted to be able to, kind of talk about quantum computing and how it's going to improve, and look at how we're going to look at being able to bring forward a trend that, most people may not even be familiar with. But let me pause for 1 second, and I want to show you guys a clip. I want to show you guys a clip from Jazen, the Rose That Grew from the Concrete, the Afrofuturism experience that we are creating and looking forward to bring forth to you in October. It ties around breast cancer awareness. I want to just kind of pause with that. Then I want to kind of come back and talk about this Afrofuturism experience that we are looking to create. So please tune in and watch this clip of Jazen, the Afrofuturism experience.
My name is Jazen Scott, and I'm a research oncologist. I've dedicated my life to finding a cure for cancer, and my team and I have made a breakthrough. But before we could bring the cure to the public, tragedy struck.
Watch you take my blood from me. Y'all beat my bro illegally. In front of his home, his mama's. Yeah.
There was a shootout, and an anti-terrorism squad trooper lost their life. I was close to death when they brought me in for questioning. I was accused of being involved. They wanted information about the shootout, but what they didn't realize was that the cure for cancer costs more than you could imagine. We discovered that the cure was expensive to make, and big pharmaceutical companies would try to charge outrageous prices for it. We wanted to get the cure to the people who needed it, without them having to choose between their lives and finances.
You killed our brother, didn't you?
This Kickstarter campaign is more than just to raise funds for the graphic novel. is to build an Afrofuturism experience that includes poems that infuse the story with raw emotion, grappling with the bigger picture of social justice, and pushing us to imagine a more equitable future. Thank you for helping to make this dream a reality.
Be a part of the journey and help bring Jazen's story to life in the graphic novel, Jazen, The Rose That Grew from the Concrete, Part 1.
I remember I was starving, don't know how to let go, but I let go.
Yeah. So that was Jazen, The Rose That Grew Through the Concrete, the acclaimed graphic novel series. But we are creating an Afrofuturism experience, which is going to have live music, audio visual experience, as well as spoken word. We creating a soundtrack. All this ties into the Afrofuturism experience that we are creating, and it's going to be here. We're going to be doing this in October. In alignment with breast cancer awareness. As you can see, Jazen, who is a research oncologist, and now the fact that she was a research oncologist, tragedy struck, and this is just another intellectual property that we came for through PBS Media Studios, Phocused Black Star Media Studios. Man, I mean, we're super excited about this, project, and the fact that this is actually a personal journey. And when we talk about alternative medicine, we talk about all of the different things when we talk about cancer research. I know myself, as well as many others who are out there, have lost people to this despicable virus called cancer. But I will say that, like a personal story with my mother is a cancer survivor. But also, one of the things that we kind of tap into also when we talk about technology and leveraging and how the human body is such a machine, and how we use frequency and sound waves to be able to heal the body, right? So we kind of dive into that as a part of our story and plot points. But this is actually a phenomenal story that we are super excited about getting into in October. And I mean, as far as the mission, as far as awareness, all of those different things, we're definitely good and glad we are able to tap into, with regards to this particular project. So if you're excited, let us know where you're tuning in from. Once again, this is the Phocused Black Pod. I put up the wrong thing. This is the Phocused Black Podcast. Ooh. Each and every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as you can see. And want to welcome in our guest, co-host, Dilettante J. Bass, who just stepped into the studio, so we want to definitely welcome him, and I wanted to kind of have a conversation about these new trends that's going on. So technology trends that's happening, within the universe, what's happening within this world. We actually have a number of people that's in this room, but thank you all for tuning in. I know it kind of looks funny. The monitor that we're looking at is on the side, so if you see us looking to the side, that's what's happening. Not the fact that we're not trying to look at the audience, but when people are asking questions or have something going on in the chat, we actually got to look to the side to kind of do it. But we're kind of focused here on the cameras. So I wanted to kind of talk about some of the trends that's going on, in technology and everything. I know we always talk about artificial intelligence. Yeah. I kind of briefly got into quantum computing and then how this is going to be the number one hacking tool. But these quantum computers are definitely very expensive, to purchase and everything. but the computing power that it has is far beyond what we are using at the current moment, but they are set to do real complex algorithms, really, really long tasks, solve the unsolvable, and do all of those different commands and everything. And then I'm thinking about cybersecurity and how that has been trending up. And, you have a couple of companies out there that's doing a number of things, but with cybersecurity, people are getting certified in that. I know you actually worked on getting the certification in that. Like, what was that process? And what is the need for that coming forth nowadays?
I mean, the process now is just going to get a certificate, picking the right school that you want to attend.
Mm-hmm.
And your program could be 3 months, 6 months, a year. I wouldn't go for no degree in that. Because the field changes nonstop.
Yeah. So you got to constantly keep enhancing your skills and everything. So I definitely get that.
So the thing about cybersecurity, as technology grows, hackers, scammers grow.
Scammers.
Yeah. So
just to put it in plain language, scammers is out there.
Yeah. So that grows. So as that grows, you need people to protect your invested interest, whether your financial information, things of that nature. So it's a growing field, and I would say that's something that people should look into.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've noticed now, how I used to get spam mail. Now I'm getting spam texts. I'm getting spam, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
For the viewers out there, especially if you're older, you're not into technology, please don't click on these things. Don't download any of these things.
Yeah.
If you didn't subscribe to it already, and know that you subscribe to it, don't click on it. Don't give them your passwords when they ask you for access. All of these things, these guys are finding all types of information. The internet is a research base. With little to no knowledge, if I have someone's name and possible address, I can find a ton of information out about them. And this is the same thing that hackers and scammers are doing to be able to make you feel comfortable that they actually know you. When you get calls out of the blue, talk about it's your bank or any of those things. Hey, hang up the phone, call your bank. Because your bank is not going to ask you for any information or any access or whatever, because they already have that information. So that just be aware of these spam mails that you get, or these scammers that's out there, trying to do identity theft, because identity theft is definitely something that's on the rise, because for those people who are not as familiar with technology, they think that there's some things that might be happening, and these scammers and everything are just taking full advantage of people, man.
Then there's another point too. We gotta look at. Sometimes these people call you because these certain companies sell your information.
Yep.
So when you sign up for certain things, they hold your data. Google, all of them. Facebook, everybody, they hold data, and sometimes they'll sell your information because that's where the money's at. So it ain't always like they hacked into something. They just bought or they paid for that.
Most of the time they did pay for the information. But also just understand that the internet is a database, right? And a database that is searchable. So if anyone wants to find out information about you, they can. They could Google you today and find out information about you. If you have a more common name and you're not, doing things that's trending, or that has your public profile out there, of course you'll be a little harder to search. But through a couple of clever things, people can be able to find all types of information. They could pay for your address. They can pay for your phone number. They can pay for all of these different things. So just be conscious of what you post online. A lot of people document their whole lives online, and then they wonder why, people are being able to use this stuff against you. My rule of thumb is I usually if I'm out of town, I'm usually posting something a week after, so you don't even know I'm out of town. So it's something that's not, like you don't need to up the minute go live every aspect of your day, of documenting what people are doing, because once again, these are like mail slots, and even though you think you deleted the information, it's just like taking a label off the mailbox, and the information is still there for someone else to be able to get a hold of. And also when I think about that, especially with social media, I think of, especially with young people, I mean, and grown individuals, your social media profile is the new resume of how people are going to view you, right? Yeah, they check that. So that's your background check. They don't have to pay for a background check. They want to see if you ratchet, you doing all these things in the streets and everything. Hey, all that stuff is going to be searchable. I don't care how many times you think you private, somebody's not your friend. All of that stuff that you post on social media is public information. And just for my people who are doing things, hey, y'all dry snitching on yourselves. That I'm gonna just keep it, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it 100. Y'all dry snitch on yourself. So when the me as a school administrator, when a prosecutor's office called and asked about certain individuals, they already got you as far as a profile of everybody you hanging with because of what you've been posting on social media. So it's not the fact that somebody's actually snitching on you. You just documenting and dry snitching on yourselves. And that's why you don't have to get parental consent and all of these different things, because, this information is public information, and you make it easier for them to do the investigation on you. So, I mean, that's just a little food for thought when you are doing your public profiles, out there in the universe and social media, the metaverse, and everywhere else that you're looking to trend. All right. So we like the fact that you guys are tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We definitely appreciate you. With regards to if you have any questions, concerns, like I said, this is the beginning of season 2 where we talk about pioneers of Afrofuturism, those who are making waves within this particular space. But also we talk about new technology, stuff that you just definitely need to be aware of. This sustainable technology. We talk about sustainable living and all that. One of the things that me and Dilettante, have been doing a ton of research on is shipping container housing. And how to be able to use that. Not only just the fact that from an engineering standpoint, they're durable, they're heat resistant, weather resistant, stackable up to 8 high, just based on the general structure that they actually have, disaster proof. I actually was a part of creating a project at Central High School where we made a disaster relief house out of a shipping container, which we had used recycled water. So we use rainwater that we would filter for the showers and sink, not drinkable water, of course, but it was all as a result to solve the problem from Hurricane Katrina and the devastation that it actually happened. But I see these shipping containers popping up all over the place, just not here in Jersey, but definitely all over the other parts of the world and everything.
Yeah, I mean, because Jersey have so many rules and regulations, and then they like to keep certain foot on people's neck. And it's like building wealth. They don't want to lose their wealth because like a big business.
Oh yeah,
keep
definitely.
People oppressed and continue to be the richest state. Because people don't know, Jersey is always in the top 3 or 4 richest states. 1, 2, 3, 4, the same states: Jersey, California, New York, and Massachusetts. Those 4 always battle, like want to be 1, 2, 3, and they just be alternating.
Mm-hmm.
So, but even sustainable technology.
Oh, sorry about that.
Even when we talk about sustainable technology, it has its pros and cons, depending on where you live. Like right now, if you talk about like New York City, EV sales, they're removing all EV businesses that's leaving New York City. All all of them, because they're not making any money. People complaining, sales drop. People say it's not worth it. So, sometimes all sustainable ideas don't work everywhere, depending on where you at. And, people complain it's too expensive, the batteries, whatever. So these are things you got to look at, like what market.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know for those who have EV, electric vehicles, and you live in New York, it's you got. First of all, they don't have charging stations like they would unless you own a house that has a garage in New York City. You are definitely paying, to park in a garage, and then on top of it, they're charging you to charge, right? So now, which compared to New Jersey, where you can actually add the charging port into your house, a lot of people just don't understand that charging your car costs you less than running a refrigerator or microwave in your house. A lot of people think that there's a certain level of cost that comes along with that. My electric bill is going to go up. It actually costs less than running an air conditioner in your house and everything too. So, and then in New Jersey, I'm just saying New Jersey and Pennsylvania as well, you have charging stations because they're pushing EV cars, and you get rebates, but they also have free charging stations throughout the state at your malls and other places, because they use that to generate foot traffic, to be able to, bring you to stores and malls and stuff, because as we know, malls are dying out, so they got to have different ways to be able to bring that foot traffic to these different venues and stuff. So, I mean, with EV, as far as electric vehicles, I am a proud EV owner, and I do see the benefits, but there is some cons to it as well, So, I mean, I know Dilettante tell you about the cons way more,
The greatest con
the greatest
time.
Yes, time. So.
And then, one of the issues they have all over, EV sales are up in certain areas, but majority of most of the companies around the country is like shutting down the project, even though the government trying to force people to do it by the year, in some states, year 2030, something like that. But one of the main components where people say because the time it takes to fuel up. And like in New York, being that there's not many stations, people are waiting for hours to fuel up. So now people are like, I just rather go with gas or something. And they're very expensive.
Yeah. So, I mean, because it's definitely, there's not enough charging for the amount of vehicles that's actually on the road. I mean, in a highly dense populated area like New York City. But you have that, and then you have, mass transit, because they're pushing mass transit in New York City. Shoot, I mean, we don't want to get into the congestion tax, the new congestion tax. So if you don't know, if you're going from 65th,
it's 60th and down.
Yep. If you're going from 60th and down in New York City, you have to pay a congestion tax.
I mean, if you come across that Holland or Lincoln Tunnel, on top of the tunnel price, you're getting charged another $15 or $18 for congestion tax.
Whew. So I tell you, they trying to force you to use mass transit. That's one thing. But I mean, of course, it's definitely going to hurt businesses, because if you're going to New York City, I only take mass transit if I'm going to one area of New York City, But if I'm going to multiple areas, I usually travel to Brooklyn or, Harlem or whatever the case may be.
It's about what time you're going to New York.
Yeah, that's true too.
You're going at night, the mass transit don't work.
Nah, yeah, definitely.
But it's crazy what I saw today. They got the one-seater flying car with the 4 propellers.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what it's called, and it only holds one person. Said the price is like $200,000.
200,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it only goes for 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's a shoot. Just think about
God. Oh.
Yeah, think about think about the drones. The drones only run for like 15 minutes. You do that.
Yes. So like even technology still got a long way to go on technology for the public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call it the Jetson 1. The Jetson 1.
Yep.
After the Jetsons, after the Jetsons.
And
so.
I was watching, they said they only go to 63 miles an hour and rides for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it was something crazy. The price tag.
Oh, 98,000.
Yeah, but then I watched something that said 198,200.
Yeah.
But it's already sold out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, I would probably buy one.
Oh no, this one says it can reach up to 250 miles per hour with a range of 300 miles.
Yeah.
So that's the
if that one could fully do it.
But
see?
So yeah, oh, I see. So that's the G. So you can only go for 20 minutes before it goes down. Within that 20 minutes, it's going to go 250 miles per hour. So let's do some simple math real quick.
No, but in the videos, the guy's like, no, it only do 63 miles an hour. Like,
well, it's probably going 63
because you
63. No, it goes probably 63 miles because if you take a third, if it goes for 20 minutes, which is a third of an hour, a third of 250. That's kind of like where we are.
No, but if you watch the video, you can see. It ain't doing 250. They ain't even getting to that. Like you can literally see this thing only going about 70 miles at the max. Like they showing people, if you want to show people riding in it and they going, and you could tell they're not doing 250. Because the thing about it, you on the it's open.
Yeah, I mean, because it's about 83 miles, 83.33 miles. In 20 minutes, with ideal conditions, that's without wind resistance and all the other stuff.
250 miles per hour and something like that. Rocks, everything be hitting you in your face.
Well, I would think so. But I also, it definitely has a shield, right? Yeah, it has a shield. So yeah, I mean, you're not blinded by that, but it's definitely smacking that windshield, all of those things. So, I mean, that's just definitely the Jetson 1 is just something that's just coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're perfecting these technologies, and as they get, before the gasoline car, they actually had an electric car before that. So, but the batteries weren't as efficient or anything. So, you need to just, catch up with the trend, and then as technology advances, these things become better, so excuse me, and some of the other things, like we talk about some predictions, some internet of things, like some of those other
about EV. We talking about the cars. They stopping EV production of cars.
Yeah.
So they removing, like, you'll find trade showrooms with EV cars. All the companies taking them away because it's not making the money that they wanted to, and so sales are down. So they removing the cars from a lot of places. Like they're no longer going to be selling electric cars. Toyota, Lexus. Mercedes,
and they just got in the EV market and everything.
Yeah, they say it's not worth it. Like in China, yeah, but here, no.
Okay, but also they don't have the infrastructure as far as the charging stations and everything else. Even though if they have to adapt to, like Tesla has a whole network of charging stations.
Yeah.
Toyota and them have to use the like EV Go or some other places.
Sells down.
No, it is because they weren't manufacturing. They were behind in manufacturing. That was one of the things. And then now the orders are slumping, They had people waiting first of all, they made you put up a deposit for the Cybertruck.
Waited for like a year.
They didn't know a year. They waited 3 years for this thing. So they're 3 years behind on that joint.
Now the Cybertruck, something wrong with the throttle where it just presses on the gas on its own and gets stuck.
Oh, so they probably had to do a recall on that. So that's definitely something that and I haven't even seen that trending lately. So that, I mean, that's another thing. You know, Tesla is actually, you know, we talk about the stock market real quick. You know, has been going down. You know, with regards to that. You know, from what you would talk about, their stock price is actually going down. I think, you know, and this is just me speculating, with regards to the stock price, you know, a lot of the stuff that the lead of the organization, Elon Musk, has been saying, also, you know, the promises that have been made with regards to the particulars, you know, and then the manufacturing, you know, the back orders and all of that stuff has definitely been affecting the stock price. But right now it's definitely trending back up. But, you know, for the last couple of months, it's actually have gone down. So that's something that, you know, we're going to constantly look at. You know, over the last 6 months, it's definitely been dropping. You know, it's coming back up as of, you know, as we know, the stock market kind of does this whole thing. But Tesla has been doing this though. Yeah. Do I think they're still a valuable company? Or do I think they still have a significant market share? Yes. But with that, you know, if you're going to buy, you know, you buy low. I'm not giving anyone any stock market or financial advice here, but do your own research, look at it. But as if I was to look at something to buy, this would be a good time to buy.
It was funny. Another technology that we rely on, but in certain states they're removing, and it was the first form of interface, I would say, human interface, is self-checkout.
Oh, yeah.
They're removing all self-checkout in California.
Oh, really? They trying to get people jobs back?
No. They moved in Cali and certain stores in New York due to theft.
Oh, yeah, because they got the cameras and everything, but that don't. You know, it's funny, right? I see people all the time. They're scanning, put one thing in, but actually they scan one thing, put two things in. Scan one thing, put two things in. Like yo,
so they're removing self-checkouts in a lot of places now.
Yeah.
You know, and even with the self-checkout, what was that? Amazon was trying to create workless stores, and they stopped that project due to the amount of cameras that you need to operate the store. The people to watch the cameras is more than the workers that you need for the store.
Yeah.
So they said that's a bad idea. Scratch that one. You know, so.
and a lot of times that's what happens. Like, you got all this technology, but the people to operate the technology, because you still need human interfaces regardless of what you're talking about.
Watch the cameras.
Yeah, somebody watch the cameras to be, you know, in the minute. They don't know if you slipping something in, you're doing an okie doke, you're doing all this stuff. You know, the slide of the hand is definitely something. You know, so I mean, technology. Using technology has definitely been you know, of course, everything has its pros and cons. Yeah. But the fact that they are going away from this self-checkout and, you know, bringing back, you know, actual workers, that actually helps.
And, you know, like, we talk about technology, some people, they're ODing with the technology. Like, some things is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like refrigerators with all this.
Oh, you mean the TV on the screen?
TV on the screen and all that. Because you know what happens with a lot of that stuff? One little short. And it's like getting the refrigerator just for food. Taking your food in and out. I don't need to see the weather channel.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to see none of that on the refrigerator. Yeah. But people don't realize a lot of this technology come with a heavy price, especially in the beginning stage.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So it's like, if you're going to wait a year or two. Wait till at least everybody's doing it. Try not to always be the first person to jump on a certain technology.
Yeah, I generally, I'm always like that. You know, like I'm hip to it, but I'm definitely making sure that I'm waiting out what's going on. But you know, one technology that I do appreciate, which we don't see too much anymore because they've become so cheap, is TVs.
I was about to say,
I was gonna say TVs, bro.
TV.
So me growing up, yeah, you know, for my younger viewers who are looking at this, they probably like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So we had the big back TVs, right?
Yeah.
We had the floor model TVs. That was the big thing. Actually, growing up in the 80s, not being born in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, you know, we had the big floor model TV.
This big.
Yeah, there's about that. There's that, and that joint was heavy to move. So when we started getting the other big back TVs and what was it, the TVs with the tubes, those TVs were so heavy.
Yeah.
You used to have to put the other TV on top of that one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So so that became a piece of furniture that would just stay within the house, you know, until, you know, maybe mid 80s, early 90s, when we started getting more of the big backs, and then we started going to the flat screen models and everything. Now you could go and pick up the TV with your damn near two fingers.
Now they got TV that just roll out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You could just roll it out.
Yeah. I mean, so you know, the portability and being able to, I definitely do appreciate that. And then the prices, because remember, a floor model TV will cost you almost $1,000.
Yeah, I remember. Then the father side had the big flat screen.
And then they talk about the plasma. Remember the plasma joints, man? That was a con, but them things cost like $2,000-$3,000 back then, man. Now we talking about, you know, you get a 50-inch, you could get a 60-inch for almost $200-$300 now. So, you know, if you have an issue with your TV, it's cheaper for you to just get rid of it and buy a whole new one than try to get it fixed, you know. And so I mean, there's definitely some positives with, you know, technology and everything. They need to bring them back. So Wolf Reed said they need to bring them back.
even now, certain things would just be high. I remember certain forms of technology is based on the condition or situation people in. For example, when it was COVID, during that era they called COVID, right? They came out with that exercise that was on the wall. Soon COVID over that fell.
Peloton fell.
All those businesses fell.
Man, I forgot.
You know what else fell? What was the ones with the Oculus or glasses?
You always say Oculus. Oculus, brother. Oculus.
I just couldn't get into it. Everybody bought it.
Well, they're going back now. They got Apple Pro, which is the same as the Oculus. You know,
they're going to do the same thing. Because it's like,
well, you know, you got people who want to live in a virtual world. You know what I'm saying? So, social media has made us not as social as we have been. You know, even getting
antisocial.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, so even courting the opposite sex or the same sex, you know, depending on, you know, your preference. These days, most people are doing research on social media before they even say hello to someone, you know, when you used to just like, hey, can I get your number? You know, all of these things. Your parents used to answer the phone, and I'm just thinking about all of the stuff that we went through. I think of something simple like Uber, right? Where we send it, like we would never get into a stranger's car. Like that was taboo. Like we would never get into a stranger's car. Now it's just like part of common practice, you know, what people do. I mean, you know, as a kid, my mom would frown her face upon, you know, not putting us in a car. We couldn't even go to other people's houses without her knowing, you know, those type of things. Spend a night over somewhere or any of these things. And now you have Uber, you got Airbnb where people are renting out their houses.
Think about it, you wouldn't never sleep in nobody's bed because you like, man, they got bed bugs, man. You
sleep in strangers' bed. You bringing your little Lysol spray and then just spraying it down, not even knowing what you're exposing yourself to. But we live in a more liberal, more freer times and everything. I mean, and this is all due to the smartphone that makes everything a little more accessible. You know, to be able to do these things.
But you know what's funny was dying out, they said.
What?
I'm kind of happy. The influencers stuff.
Oh, the influencers. Okay.
Yeah, they said it's dying out. The company's not paying them more anymore, cutting the fees in half, everything. And that's a market a lot of people made a lot of money off of.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Now,
definitely. Content creation is definitely something.
Now it became so flooded, or sometimes you can overload your senses to the point people are like, I don't want to see no more of that anymore. And that's what's happening somewhat too. That's why a lot of people taking breaks from social media.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, because I mean, it's like cable TV, right?
Yeah.
Where you went from a time where we only had like 7 channels.
Yeah.
Now we have hundreds of channels.
Now you're like, it's nothing to watch.
Yes, and now it's back to it's nothing to watch on TV because there's such abundance of things that's on TV. And now you got the streaming models and all this other stuff that's going on, to the point where you try to pick your preference, they try to find something for you. But I actually find myself watching less TV than I actually find myself watching more with the availability of having more, options out there now,
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. But as we talking about technology, what technology did, it allowed opportunity that people won't have before, like doing your own movies.
Oh yeah.
Skits.
Oh yeah.
Things of that.
Yeah, cost of entry. Cost of
entry
entry has been, drastically dropped. I mean, us to be able to even do a podcast, would be back in the day would have been, something. I mean, first of all, we ain't had the bandwidth, as far as doing a video podcast. You could probably do audio because we were actually recording audio on our computers and everything. But to be able to do this and stream to thousands and millions of individuals instantly, that wouldn't be possible, with the current technology. But being able to leverage that and provide opportunities for new content creators and everything to be able to get the message out. Now that's available to the common individual who just have a smartphone these days. Yeah, man. So I mean, there's a number of things that's going on. I mean, this season we're going to get more into the whole pioneers of Afrofuturism, of tech, all of the new trends that's coming out, the technology that is readily available. I think we've have made some monumental breakthroughs with a number of things. I mean, like I said, with 3D printing and some of the other stuff that's been happening. But also, I mean, like you said, I have to turn that stuff off. When I leave my desk, after a day's work, I generally don't get on the computer anymore. I don't even try to even be on my phone like that. Even though I know the algorithm, you're supposed to be posting 3 to 5 times a day during these different periods and all that stuff. I understand all of that, but you just be needing a mental break because you actually have, fatigue from just being in front of and being exposed, to the constant radiation that's coming, at you and everything too. And that's not healthy. There is a EMF that's happening, and that's, electromagnetic field, from these computers, from these screens, from your cell phone, all of those things. That's why they require you to have a headphone device and everything, because you're not supposed to have that concentrated RF frequency to your radio frequency to your ear and everything. And it tells you that in your phone. If you read the details, you actually have to search through to be able to do that. But they put the in the legal notice, for you, but most people don't even read it, nor do they see it.
Your phone should be 8 feet away from you.
Not 8 feet, brother. What is it? It's actually 8 millimeters that you ain't supposed to have it, on your ear and everything.
It's 8 feet.
Nah, it's not 8 feet, man.
8 feet.
We got. Hey, anybody in there who's looking, brother, check this fact.
8 millimeters.
Yes, 8 millimeters. I've been looking at this for the longest, man.
It's more than that. And then now they saying generational X, a lot of them are gonna be blind by the time they get older. They said they're losing their sight because they hold the phone at this distance. So any distance further, it's like their muscles are not being put to work because they hold their phone at the same distance all the time. Man, they phone all the time.
Oh yeah, now that's
yeah.
Yeah.
least 4 feet.
At least 3 feet from you when you sleep.
Yeah.
Some recommend keeping at least 4 feet away from you. So okay, I got you with that, brother. And most of the time I keep it in my back pocket. So don't keep your cell phone to your chest or your breast, because you don't want to interrupt with your heartbeat or your heart flow, because you have an electric current that's going through your body, and then you don't want to disrupt
those earpieces.
Oh yeah, the AirPods, all of those things, man. That all disrupts, your energy, your chi, the electromagnetic field that flows through your body. And when you disrupt that and you cause disease to form in your body, and that's where cancers and everything else kind of come. They say keep it in your carrying case. You need to reduce the amount of exposure. So at night, you should keep your phone. Thank you for that fact. I didn't even know that. But I've been, just from a general practice, I actually keep my phone in the other room, and I actually put it on sleep mode so I don't have to interact with it. I force myself to do that. But it says keep your phone at least 3 feet away from you when you sleep. Some recommend that at least 4 feet away from you when you sleep, man. That's because the wireless radiation levels dissipate with the distance, and keeping the phone away from you, from your head and your body, can reduce exposure by 10,000 times.
And then a funny thing, if you go on the legal thing, it's the distance more than 4 feet.
Yeah.
So
and that's why they that's why they put headphones in your phone. They didn't just want to give you free headphones. That was a part of the reason that they gave you that, so they could keep the RF exposure down, because in the short term you may not feel the effects, but we talk about this generation and the next generations who've been exposed to this from birth. What kind of birth defects or mutations that's going to be happening years down the line and everything. So that's just a little fact. Hey, you don't have to believe us. Research it on your own. Yeah. So I mean, we are definitely tapping into that. We want to thank you guys all for tuning in to the Future Black podcast. Each and every Thursday, and every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we've been talking about pioneers of Afrofuturism. Shout out to East Coast Black Age of Comics, who are having their 22nd annual conference in Philadelphia this weekend coming up. We will be a part of that, but this is graduation season, so we have a number of people that are graduating. Want to give a shout out to our boy Haas, our boy Haas Al Jahan, and a number of other graduates from families and friends who have made it across. In the hood, we celebrate certain things. People come home. We throw these big old parties for them, but when when brothers and sisters actually, make it across the stage, we don't make a big hoopla about it, but we're going to celebrate all of those 2024 graduates who got their degrees this past May. Not this past May, this week and these upcoming weeks coming up, to the individuals who have who invested in themselves as well as invested in others to make it to that level, getting their PhDs, getting their MAs, their master's degrees, as well as their bachelor's. To my high school graduates who are making that transition, congratulations to you, because this is graduation season. We got the proms and everything going up, but we just want to empower you to, not only invest in, yourselves and in your mind, but into the community at at large, by solving some of the social ills that's going on within our neighborhoods and everything, man. So, hey, man, this is the Future's Black podcast. We thank you all for tuning in. We want to just have some closing remarks, and we're going to be up out of here, brother.
Hey, keep studying. That's all we're going to say. Keep studying.
Keep studying, man.
Yeah,
keep studying. Hey, that's actually...
And apply the information you study.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely apply the information that you're studying, keep studying, keep pushing forward, people. This is the Futures Black Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Tune in next week. We're going to be hitting you hard and heavy. So thank you. And from that, we are closing out. And thank you once again. And we've got to say, peace.